In 1758, when the Maratha army was advancing towards the Punjab to lay siege to Sirhind, the women of Malhar Rao Holkar's family and pilgrims were captured by the jihadi Afghan commander Abdus Samad Khan, but the Maratha warriors bravely freed them. This epic is just before the siege of Sirhind. It was the cold season of January 1758. The weakness of the Mughal Empire in northern India had spread to a power vacuum, and Ahmad Shah Abdali's Afghan invasions had destabilized the Punjab. The Maratha Empire had reached its peak, and under the leadership of Raghunath Rao and Malhar Rao Holkar, the Maratha forces had captured Delhi and was now marching toward Punjab. Holkar's army also included family members, women and pilgrims. On January 9, the sacred day of Somvati Amavasya, a grand religious fair was being held at Kurukshetra. Raghunath Rao and Malhar Rao Holkar had arrived with their families for the ritual bath. Among the women were daughters-in-law and young women of the Holkar family who were engaged in religious rituals. Meanwhile, Abdus Samad Khan, the Afghan governor of Sirhind, was fully alert. He knew that the arrival of the Marathas was a threat to him. He prepared a strong defense in Sirhind fort and took the opportunity to plan an adventure. A detachment of his soldiers suddenly attacked Holkar's convoy near Shahabad. The group of women and pilgrims separated from the main army was surrounded. Several women were captured and taken towards Shahabad by Afghan cavalry. It was not just a military attack, but a direct attack on women's identity, imbued with jihadi mentality, considered the most disgraceful acts of 18th century standards of warfare. As soon as the news reached Malhar Rao Holkar, silence spread through the Maratha camp. Holkar was a disciplined commander, but this insult was deeply personal. The women of his family were trapped in the clutches of the Afghans. Holkar's armed forces, which were deployed to protect the convoy, immediately swung into action. These soldiers were the chosen warriors of the Maratha cavalry, swift, skilled and utterly loyal. Despite being separated from the main army, he did not lose heart and prepared to counterattack. The Maratha warriors cleverly surrounded the jihadi Afghan troops in the dark of night. The speed and maneuverability of his famous light cavalry came into full use here. First, they fired a shower of arrows from a distance, causing Afghan horses to panic and their ranks to scatter. Then the Maratha warriors started to attack in Chapamar war style. The Marathas advanced rapidly for close combat, striking with swords, retreating swiftly and attacking again. Afghan soldiers, who depended on heavy armor and long swords, were helpless in the face of this fast and constantly changing strategy. The Marathas targeted the legs of the Afghans' horses, knocked many of the horsemen to the ground, and then killed them in close combat with spears and swords. A cloud of dust rose, the clang of swords and screams echoed in the field. Within a moment, the Afghan unit broke apart and began to flee. Then came the most important moment, when the captive women and pilgrims were safely freed and brought to Holkar's main camp. Afghans suffered heavy losses in this war. Many were killed, their horses were seized. This rescue operation was so quick and decisive that jihadi Abdus Samad Khan's move was completely reversed. This incident may have remained hidden in the main war stories, but its importance is no less. It boosted the morale of the Maratha army and set the stage for the siege of Sirhind. This story reminds us that behind great historical battles lie smaller acts of extraordinary courage, moments that uphold honor, bravery and humanity.